Had issues with that. Sorry. All right, guys. Injuries. We just had. I forgot my listing.
Who was it? There was only one on there.
Oh yeah, Ambry just got looked at for concussion by the spotters upstairs, but he cleared, so we're good. Yep.
You go up 20-0. You don't have a driver. You don't score, and you force all 3 and outs there for a while. How would you assess the way this game opened up?
It opened up as good as you could hope for. I thought it was about 28 minutes of really good football, and then 2 minutes of really bad football. The offense not coming up with points there at the end, just even giving it back to them. And then us not getting that short yardage, the 2 penalties we had, and them scoring at the end of the half put a little damper on it, but it was awesome. We came out, got the ball back, and answered on that first drive, and pretty smooth sailing from there.
Was getting off to a fast start a theme for you in the run-up to this game?
Not really. I mean, I don't make a lot of themes. It's stuff that I feel like it's understood. We always try to get off fast. That's always our goal, and I was glad that we did today.
How about the fast start for the season, like big picture?
Yeah, that was huge. I mean, we've waited a long time for this game. First games are always weird. You think about it forever. You overthink it a lot. For a couple weeks now, we've just wanted to get to this game and get it started. And once kickoff happened, and it felt normal, and glad to get that first one out of the way, and glad to get a win while doing it.
It's kind of opened the door for them to get back in it. But so how important was that first drive for the first 65-yard drive?
Oh, it was huge. I mean, I thought we really let them back in it. Especially, I thought we were there in field goal range with that run, and we had a free play because they got jumped offside. So I thought it was going to be 3rd and 2 and give us a chance to keep going for it. Whether if we didn't get it, we were going to kick a field goal or run time off and have a chance at a touchdown. But somehow I heard offsides, and somehow I heard they had a timeout after that. So I'm not exactly sure what happened. And then we weren't able to come through with that, and we stopped them on that 3rd and 1. I think we're good, but they bounced that run, got a personal foul on it, and gave them some light at that moment.
When Purdy got the extra point in his first field goal, was there a little bit of a sigh of relief?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we've felt so good about him in practice every day. He's been great. He had a couple struggles in the preseason game and then got hurt, but he healed a lot faster than we expected. So he's been pretty good here in practice, and we still want to see it in the games and get in the delay a game at first. We did that just to make it harder for him, and he looked great there, and it continued through the whole game. So he did a hell of a job today.
Was there a general plan for both those snaps? Or was it affected by because it kept being 3 and outs? You continued playing.
Yeah, that made it a lot easier. Our number was between 30 and 40. That's what we said going in. But that was, hopefully we can keep it there, and that's what we were going for. We made it a little easier with some of the 3 and outs, and that's why we kept him out there at the end for most of it.
What'd you see from Brock?
What's that?
What'd you see from Brock?
I thought Brock had a good game. Made some big plays. Got some explosives there and some tight windows. We had some issues in protection, not just issues, that we knew that would going in. Hope he can hold on to it when those do happen, just so we don't turn it over and fumble. But I thought Brock had a hell of a game.
Was the opening drive, did that go according to script, like how you have planned out those plays usually?
Yeah, exactly. No, it never goes according to script. It's always a little bit different, but it was. I'm trying to remember it all now, but I don't think we had a 3rd down on it, which was huge. And
How about the touchdown there?
that was we got a different look than we were anticipating, but we were still expecting it to go there. Ayuk did an awesome job beating his man. Debo was number 1 in the route, and we were expecting a lot of people to go with him and leave Ayuk alone. And we needed to hold up to be able to wait for that, and we did. And Ayuk did what we thought he would do, and it was a really good route, good throw, great protection.
How much confidence do you have calling Ayuk's number at this point in his career?
A lot, as much as I do. I mean, all of our guys. We've got some pretty good eligibles. You don't go in thinking that it's going to all be Ayuk like it was today. You go in with it pretty balanced, and the thing that just me looking at the stats right before I came in, anytime you throw it someone 8 times and all 8 of them are completions, that means you're doing some real good stuff.
You did have a 3rd down on that first drive. You had a 4th down too, actually.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
That you call that, you put in your quarterback's hands, a little bit of a sign of confidence you have in Brock in that moment.
A little bit. It's also how hard they are to run against in short yardage, which you guys saw the play before on that. So, they're a really good team, really tough to stop in those situations, and it's always a little bit easier to run it. You think it's easier to run it, but I think you guys saw that in the first one, and we thought we'd get it to the side, and George had to bow around the guy a little bit, but Brock made a perfect throw, which allowed George to turn up the field, and that was huge.
Brock's about Drake Jackson. Today there was a lot of discussion about pass rushers other than Nick.
Yeah.
This year, but just for him.
Really happy for him. I got to see both of his sacks. Drake put in a ton of work this offseason, put a ton of work going into training camp, had a setback when he got injured, so he got to miss a lot of training camp, but he's worked his butt off to get back. And when I get on the plane, I'll see how he played overall, but he's got that type of ability, and it seemed like he had a huge effect on the game.
You were up 20-0. You're outscoring them outgaining them 233-1. I know you have a lot of respect for that team and Tomlin. Could you imagine that level of domination?
No, but they didn't move the chains. We got them on 3 and out. It took them a little bit to get going, and we were able to answer. So we were able to jump it. I don't think it says a lot. It's just how the game went in week 1. But we got a lot of respect for that team. Just watching how they were at the end of last year, we knew what was coming all off season, and watched them throughout the preseason. Knowing Mike, knowing how he has that team. They didn't make the plays today, but that team's going to be there at the end.
Brock's never been afraid to kind of show emotion after he throws a touchdown or something like that. It seemed like maybe a little more after that first one. Did you get the sense from him that this all just meant a little more to him coming back after everything that he's been through?
I'm sure it did. I think we could guess that, but Brock's pretty steady. Brock, you don't see much different each day. He's a very faith-based person. I think that gives him his foundation as much as anyone I've been around. He's taken this whole offseason as good as you can with a quarterback being injured. I think today was 6 months ago to where he had that big surgery, and he's done everything he can to come back, and he handles the pressure well and really doesn't change. I think that's why the guys love him, and I think that's why he'll continue to get better.
We saw
Take one more,
saw
guys.
this defensive line dominate in 2019. What that meant. Are you feeling something similar about this one?
All he asks is for the chance to be like that, and I think we do have an opportunity to. We've got a long way to go before that, but I liked our first start today.
All right, guys. Appreciate it.
All right, guys. Thanks.